Yeah, Nels. Tihe mauri ora, e tu Catalyst 2030 whānau, tēnā koe. Whai a te mātaranga. Kia marama, kia whai take nā mahi katoa, tu maia, tu kaha. Aroha atua, aroha mai. Tātou ia tātou katoa, homi e, hui e, tā eki e. Our life force combined for this Catalyst 2030 gathering, we welcome everyone in the room, seek knowledge for understanding, have purpose in all that you do, stand tall, be strong, let us show respect for each other, be joined together today, united as one. Thank you very much, everyone, for being in the room today. We have a wonderful program here for you to start and to enjoy. Firstly, I'd just like to introduce what the topic is going to be. We're a group of Catalyst 2030, and this journey, this story that's going to be today, the journey of one kindred spirit who lives in one place and grows up in that place and then moves across the globe and then ends up in another place, while all the time contributing to themselves and understanding why they have a place of standing, what we say in New Zealand, your tūranga waiwai, so your place of standing, and it comes from the elements and it comes from all the things that you want to contribute. And so we thought it's only fitting that we have this wonderful guest for us today to tell her story and around this journey. And I hope that you take some valuable and important lessons and you can contribute to your journey and your place of standing. So without further ado, I'd like to, may we have the slide up first, John, to introduce and what we'll be doing today. So thank you for being in the room, and I'll just put up the slide here so we can then start the presentation.
I will share the slides from my side.
Yep, share our first slide, please. And
yep.
That's our guest, our speaker today. It's Rasha Abu Safieh. And can you put up the first slide, please, Rasha?
Yep.
Thank
Just
you.
give me 1 second.
Yep, no problem. So the session today we're looking at is going to be around resilience and crisis and developing an adaptive mindset for social innovation. Now, I briefly touched just before around this journey that we all take, we can experience, but some of us have to experience it even more so than others. So it's only fitting that I get to open it in our Māori culture, because we're very fortunate to have Rasha in Aotearoa today. And this was the karakia in the opening. And it's just to galvanize the room and to be respectful to the journey that Rasha and her family have taken for today. So I would like, next slide, please. And that's, yeah. And so I'd like to just hand it over to you around a lived life story of Rasha Abu Safieh to present time, to right now, because she's still evolving, she's still contributing, and she's still giving love to the universe.
Thanks, Jason, and thanks everyone for being with us today, and apologies for the little technical problem, but as you all know, it happened at this stage. So it's a privilege and an honor today to share with you the lived life experience that I had during the past 12 years since I started my career. And it has been always connected with the creating system innovation, supporting communities, and working from the heart. Next slide, John. Yep. So It's about the journey, about what we are doing as a people. And I thought like in today's session and during the coming 20 minutes, I will walk you through a lived life story that I had during the past years, where I have been raised and lived in Gaza Strip in Palestine. And as you might all know, the situation in Gaza has been always known in the news for a different reason. It's all about like, sometimes there is a war or a conflict or a political situation or crisis or the different aspects that people suffering in that life. But I was looking to that from a perspective of a human that's living in that situation. And as you can see from the images, it might be that there is a war, there is a conflict, but I was being all the time seeing the good vibes, the good view, where Gaza sit in a very beautiful shore in the Mediterranean Sea, where like everyone there loved the life, are looking forward like to having a better life for them and for their families. And my steps in life took me to another completely different journey when I have been like moved with my family 2019 to the beautiful Aotearoa, where I have been welcomed with all the support and love from the different beautiful human here lived in this country, and they have been officially welcomed to this country. Next slide, John. Yeah. So when I've like raised and left, I found myself in a very small context, a place called Gaza, where there is around 2 million people living in a 365 kilometer. And that situation, small place in the world, has been suffering from a 15 years severe blockade and lived at least during the past 15 years for different massive conflicts. And these challenges like facing for everyone, in addition to the political situation and the high poverty rate and unemployment and all of these difficulties, these are challenges that me as a human was living, finding myself within all these external challenges, the political situation, the economical situation, the environmental crisis, but also there was a huge stereotyping about Gaza as a conflict zone. But for me as well, as a woman in tech, where is my passion was, in order to be a programmer, developer, being passionate about technology. And I've been looking for a creative, I wanted to establish a new operating model in Gaza. Talking about establishing a social enterprise at that time was very difficult, because the word about establishing an enterprise was by itself something new. No one knows about it. What does that mean? Is it an NGO? Is it a private business? Completely different. And for me, on a personal level, in addition that I am very interested in improving my career, I'm also a mother of 3 amazing, lovely kids, which means that there is another 10 or 20 jobs over my shoulder as a woman living in the Middle Eastern culture, where all of the responsibility comes over our shoulder related to raising the kids and ensuring that the family is living in a very good situation. John? Yeah. So when you have a view about that, you're considering that it's very horrific. It's just very critical. Living from a war to another, there is no electricity, none of the things that shows of a normal life. I have been always looking to the hope in that story, regardless that the sand is dehydrated, there is no opportunities, there is no life, there is no support, but at least we have to consider to the bright view of the situation. We try as much as we can, and we are trying to bring a different to the equation that we are part of it. John? So in order to do that, 2012, me and another amazing humans in Gaza, we have been working around one table and thinking what we can do in order to change the narrative, change the situation. And we have established G Gateway. It's an impact sourcing social enterprise. And it's a model that has a hybrid business model where we are doing and equipping the skills and the capacities of the IT graduates in Gaza through training them through the fund support available, but also connecting them with the different job opportunities around the world. It was hard. The journey was not easy. Many stakeholders have been against the, or not understanding, not supporting, considering that it's an idea that it will fail. It's a crazy idea. Maybe it will not work, but have been all the team working in a very passionate way toward making it happen. And I'm sharing with you some of these pictures. The first one is for the first team joined the enterprise in 2014. That was a very joyful moment when everyone was passionate about making the work happen. We started with 5 projects at that time. We have employed 50 people. And during the years, more projects started to come through our way. More conversations with the different people in the ecosystem, establishing more work, creating more opportunities. And the second picture where I'm sharing one of the most acknowledging moments that I had through the journey when our work has been accredited and achieved, when me and my business partner at that time have won the Next Generation Leader in Time Magazine 2018. The joy and the happiness and the number of congratulations that we have received from all over the world toward that achievement was massive. And the reason behind that, because we have been focusing toward changing our narrative without really being aware that we are doing something completely unique, comparing to the conditions that many people are facing around us in the world. The enterprise is still moving, the work is still happening, and we are so proud with the many, many beautiful people now leading the enterprise after these years. John? Yeah. And you can see from this picture, comparing to the narrative that have been shared in the beginning, one just a small little flower have been trying to thrive and face all the unreasonable conditions at that context, now become a very beautiful garden. For me as a co-founder for that enterprise, it's not anymore me are the one who is leading or supporting that work. There is many people have adopted the vision, have made themselves aligned themselves along the journey and joining the enterprise to do more work. And it made me really and fully just believing on your vision, and many people will start to join you, not only inside the enterprise, but also there has been a very amazing influence for the ecosystem in Gaza to do more outsourcing projects, to have more freelancing training, create many, many jobs. And as I can tell from the last project for the Gateway in the past year, the graduates have earned more than $250,000 from the projects that they have achieved. There's more than 300 youth started to work remotely with the different job opportunities. And for me, that was a shift when I was just looking for my work to change the narrative for the people I lived with them, when all the context and the situation changed when I moved to New Zealand, end of 2019. And this is where the second half of the journey started. So for me, just living in a war and a conflict zone and moved to the most beautiful place in the world in New Zealand. John? And looking to the journey where I have to cross more than 15 checkpoints from the Rafah crossing border to the Cairo, traveling with my family, that journey by itself and getting all the permits and approvals was just a change minding. And if someone facing all these struggles, why should I continue? And I was looking for that as a chance to learn more, as a chance in order to try different things and to influence people, because believing in your dream will still take you to the second level of this equation. I've moved here in New Zealand as an Edmund Hillary Fellow, which is an organization creating a program to create impact from New Zealand to the whole world. And that was really a different perspective for me. to starting meeting different people from around the world, all of them has the same passion in order to do more positive work. And during the past year and a half now, I have been privileged as well to know more about Catalyst mission, whereas like, it's not just me as a social entrepreneur doing the work for a specific cause, but also all these people that they are united, working towards achieving the SDGs and changing the context around them. And I'm also engaged now in Otago University, running many IT projects, which is also a chance to learn more, create a difference, make an impact. And during last year, I was like, because as someone left everything behind, like when all the achievements, all the work, the community, the people that I was working with, and moving to a new context, starting to learning about the ecosystem in New Zealand was a different journey. It has empowered me to learn that like taking the impact to a different scale is very important. It makes like everyone considering that they are operating for a larger cause rather than the personal ones. And also at this stage, I'm working like after the successful enterprise in Gaza, working toward establishing systems transformation and action research lab, where during last year we have conducted a social network analysis for the support organization for entrepreneurs in New Zealand. And that piece of work toward supporting inclusive entrepreneurship and system change is completely making sense with the wider and bigger vision that with every step that I have been taking in my life as an entrepreneur. Jason, John? So looking to that journey in between Gaza to the beautiful Aotearoa New Zealand and all the changes that they have been facing from a very peaceful and amazing life to live with my kids now, comparing with all the struggle that has been happening in Gaza in the past. That journey has changed me a lot, made me feel more resilient. When a crisis comes, it means it's an opportunity to learn. It's a chance in order to make things run in a different way, accept these challenges, face it, and like trying to making it better. And if I'm feeling painful or I am tired, it's normal. Every human should be acknowledged toward the feeling that they are having, but everyone should be supported and ask for help. John? Yeah. So the change is always a start with you. If I just accepted all the negative voices that started to say that you will fail 10 years ago in Gaza, I will never reach the step that I am in. And crisis, as we know, it's always massive. It's always a huge, losing someone you love or suffering for long days or not having an electricity or like all that fear or difficult emotions that will be handled. It will be small if we are approaching and facing it together. And I remember all the love and support from my team in Gaza when there is like second day after the war in 2014, we have to came up back to the office, write another 5 proposals, let the enterprise moving on, keep the job opportunities like available for the one who are in need on them. And in order to be strong and confident, just think about the things that you can change. Because if you have multiple boxes around you, you cannot juggle all of them at the same time. At least there is only one box you can focus on, you can make it happen. And if you are taking that mindset with you along with the system transformation journey, it will be your pathway in order to make a difference. Just remember, one step each time. And I also believe in the power of an hour, which means that just focusing your time and doing something continuously for 1 year, 365 hours is a huge amount of time. Either you will gain a new knowledge or you will be confident in a new hobby or a new skill, or establishing a working group, giving back to the community. You will feel that you're efforts and abilities has been rewarded, when you can see the joy and the encouragement and happiness on the eye of the people that you have been able to change their life. Even sometimes you're not considering your work important, but this journey and my life have taught me that it's worth. While I was focusing resolving problems on Gaza, or doing system innovation work here in New Zealand, or having a conversation with someone on the other side of the world, every step, every point is very important. John? It also, when we are talking about a theory of a change, it's very important as well to keep learning, keep looking for different frameworks, looking how people were able to change the narrative around them. So like keep taking new courses or listening to a new conversation or engaging with people who have lived that experience. You will find that magic, how they will be able to provide you with the huge knowledge just in one conversation. Choose the people, not the qualification. It's very important to acknowledge the people that we are doing the journey with them. And this is what I have been rewarded and supported with since I've also moved to New Zealand. The people with me in this journey is really very supportive, mission is aligned, understanding the vision, passionate about it. It's always very important to communicate, share, but also make sure that your standards are clear. Because during the journey, there will be lots of struggles, areas that will stop you. There is no way that you will continue if you don't have that clear vision, and make sure that your vision is clear to other people so they can adopt you and support you through the progress. And as a very important point among all of that, be resilient. Protect your well-being. At the end of the day, you're just a person among that equation. It's very important. If you are happy, things will move to the good situation. If you are sad, it's a moment to acknowledge either the loss or the feeling unwell. You are tired. Going through a system change journey is always draining the energy of the people that they are in, because all the time we are trying to show the happy face to the outsider world. It's very important for us to make sure that we are protecting the beautiful soul inside. So the more it's beautiful, the more it will be able to give to the people around us. John? Yeah. So for me, the journey is still ongoing. So regardless that the crisis in Palestine in that specific context of the world is different and difficult, there is all the time a different type of a crisis or a problem in a different place of the world. It's always important to acknowledge and realize what you are going through is very important to be acknowledged. So when anything or a problem happen, just plan, try to be ready, prepare. Sometimes it will hit you. You will not be able to take anything. Prepare. It's very important to take care of yourself when a problem happens. Be present, accept your emotions, show respect, and try to be positive. I know sometimes it's hard, so acknowledging the hard emotions along with the good emotions is very good strategy to follow. Think just one in the box that you can achieve. Protect yourself while things are happening, but also think about the future. Remember that the hard day today will be just a memory before, and you will be able to replace moving down the mountain, going up to the mountain, and everyone is doing hiking will like resonate with that feeling. At the moment that you are up to the mountain and you can see either the sunrise or you have that beautiful breeze hit your face, remember these moments comes also after the hard work that you have dedicated, provided, and did in order to achieve where you are as a person. Your journey is important. Systemic change is not just about the results at the end. It comes through the journey itself with all the ups and the downs and the moments that is hard to like to relieve, also acknowledging the loss or the wrong pathways that we enter as people, because without that wrong pathway, we'll never know that the other side is the right side in our journey. John? Yeah. So we'll always needs to make sure that your vision is clear, because your vision is not only your vision, it's a vision that will inspire you, but it will create hope for the people who are joining the journey with you. Starting is hard. Starting and like creating the change is always difficult. It's the difficult step in any journey, but just to start, you will find how magical it is that there is many other people are in the same situation, starting with you. Be patient, still have your passion, and always believe in the little drops of change that you are bringing to this world. These small steps that you are creating in your road are the ones that will make the big picture at the end. And you will find a moment to celebrate success at the end. But also it's very important to acknowledge that the happiness of the success came from the pain of the failure. Asking for help and helping other, and be like passionate about the work that you are doing will always be rewarded. There will always be an impact created in this journey around you. So I'm still learning, and every day brings a new challenge. I have been always like passionate about making sure that if I'm living this day, it's worth to be lived, and it will be one day memorized and happy in my life. And as an acknowledgement, I wanted, like, I know I'm not alone in this journey. And whenever I have a down moment in this life, I have been always thinking that there is other people going through the same journey, having the same spirit. Acknowledge all the people in the world who have never let their dreams be down, and just stick to the positive side of the equation in the world. And as we all know, crisis comes with challenges, but challenges comes with success. So thanks everyone for listening to my little piece of the story. And remember, we are all here all today. Within Catalyst, we all of us sharing these little tiny drops of the vision together. We will be able to make this world a different place, and we will always make sure that a new sunshine will come to everyone. Thanks everyone. To you, Jason.
Tihe Mauri ora, Rasha, the life force of all of us combined. We thank you very much for the wonderful words and the meaning that you give to your people, processes, and organizations. It's very humbling, and I'm very humbled to be a part of your journey with Catalyst 2030. And it's a serendipitous moment, but it's not a coincidence, people. I'm from Aotearoa, and it's no coincidence that Rasha first lands in Aotearoa, because the stars are aligned to help Catalyst 2030 and our people and community. And so if you worked it out mathematically, what would be the odds of Jason being humbly meeting Rasha, and he comes from Aotearoa, and the first time she journeys across this beautiful journey from Gaza and from the Middle East to come across to Aotearoa, as our ancestors did too, going through all these struggles and understandings of everyone in terms of life. And so I wanted to just say thank you very much, Rasha, from your ancestors and the presence of people today and all the meaningful people that are in the room. But I would like to also open it up to anyone who would like to ask Rasha a question around the resilience or the journey or the adventure. But as we know, the Tūranga Waiwai, your place of standing, it's constantly moving and evolving, so you can help the community you wish to serve. So anyone, if you'd like to, unmute yourself and ask a question yourself, because this is what it's all part of, this tato, the journey, the relationship, and please ask away, because no time like the present.
Can I ask something, Rasha?
Yep.
Yeah. Just a quick question. I mean, one of the things that I've heard from a lot of people in similar scenarios is something that you also saw a lot of people experience after like World War II or after conflicts of any sort of a survivor's guilt. Something like, okay, why did I get this chance? Why did I get away? How has that factored in your life? How have you dealt with that?
Yes, indeed. Even I was feeling that when I left Gaza 2019, and just last year when there's another war happened in May, just similar to this time. And I've been asking myself why I've left everyone behind. I should be with them, with the suffer. But I was all the time trying to remind myself, like, suffer will not help anyone. If I will be able to do something different to the world, because everyone of us in this life is in a mission. There is something we are meant to achieve, to change. I've been trying like all the time to remind myself that there is a purpose for everything. If I've survived, it means that there is a good thing I will be able to do. And it also comes to the support and understanding comes from your belief, your understanding, your trying, and the hope. With no hope as a human, none of this life will continue anymore. So I've been like forced myself to stick to the positive side of the situation. If things happen meant to happen, and then things will be better later on. Thanks.
Yes, anyone else, please feel free. The universe is waiting for you to ask that question.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
I'm Rose, and I just would like to say I'm really proud to know Rasha since 10 years on the professional side and also on the personal side. I just would like to say, Rasha, that you are a wonderful, innovative entrepreneur, woman, and a mother and a friend. I just would like to say as well, good luck, and I'm looking to see all your achievements more and more.
Thanks, Rose. And maybe you have noticed Rose among the first team joined the enterprise in Gaza 10 years ago. And now she's leading the impact and empowering the coming generation of youth joining the enterprise at this time. I have no more involvement in that piece of work, but like it has been left with me for many, many years. I've been always supportive to that positive impact that I was able to create in that piece of the world. And for me as an entrepreneur, it's very hard to leave everything behind when you see all the success, all the work that you have created. But when I look to the other side of my personality as someone is looking forward every day to a new adventure, there is something new I can start, even if I reach the top of the mountain of that journey. So with all the best of luck to the team in Gaza, and I'm also looking forward to more work to create, more impact to do, more happy life in order to support and value in this life around us. Thanks, Rose.
Yeah, and Rose, I'd just like to send out an invitation on behalf of Aotearoa. You're always welcome in our waters, and should you ever journey over to come to Russia, we would love to have you and experience and understand the meaningful things you've been doing in your place of standing, your tūranga waiwai, Rose. So thank you for being present.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all. Good luck.
I have a very general question, Rasha. For countries, territories, and places that have been welcoming people from war-torn areas, what do you say how can we better support refugee entrepreneurs based from your experience and, you know, basically your thoughts around it?
Yeah. It's a difficult question. Not because of the support. Support is always needed for a human, even if they are migrating to a new country, or even if they have been refugees, so they have been forced to leave and move to another country. So that sense of belonging, that even if you are a refugee, you are also still that amazing, talented person that you have forced in order to change your context and move to another country. So I have been always hoping that when the hosting countries with all the welcoming they did, they need just not to look to these people as just refugees. They are talented. Once they are feeling that settling down, they are comfortable within the context, they will be able to give back to the community that has welcomed them and supported them. So consider that, like, but it also the social circumstances, sometimes the trauma and the struggle is very hard to go through. So the acknowledging to the trauma and the struggle and the hard feeling people went through is very important, but also supporting them like the other entrepreneurs, where the entrepreneurial journey itself is very difficult. Yep. And at this stage, the organization we are founding, Star Lab, Systems Transformation and Action Research Lab, is doing support for entrepreneurial refugees currently in Aotearoa by designing and monitoring and evaluation platform in order to make sure that their voices are well heard, and the model in order to support the refugees, entrepreneurs in these countries can be measured, managed, and shared. And we are happy later on in order to share the report that the Aotearoa organization did in support with our work with the rest of the Catalyst 2030 community in order to provide more guidance and information about that piece of work. Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, and so if anyone would have any more questions, if not, we can look to meaningfully close it off, because it's been a wonderful presentation, and there are lots of inspirational aspects within this kōrero today.
Yeah.
So.
And Jason, I wanted to thank everyone because they have stuck to listen to my story today, regardless with all the technical aspects that we have faced. But as we say, the carpenter door is always, as a well-known saying in Arabic, carpenter door is the one that's facing all the troubles. While I am in the tech industry, I am an entrepreneur, and I was unable to move the passcode from my Zoom link. But I'm glad, and I feel all the honor for all of you to stay and stick to my story today. Thank you so much. Jason?
Yeah, so last chance for everyone. If you have a question, if not, I'm going to meaningfully close it off for our Te Mana Wahine, which means the strength of women that give inspiration to their community in Māori. But last chance, everyone. But if not, I thank you for being present, and your awareness is most appreciated. Okay. Tihe mauri ora, tēnā koutou Aotearoa Catalyst whānau, kua mutu a mātou mahi mō tēnei wā. Manakitia mai mātou katoa o mātou haua, o mātou whānau, tērā pia ka whakamohio e koe u o rangapono, ai e o ki te rangi. Haumi e, hui e, tae ki e. Our life force combined, we thank you for being present for our Aotearoa Catalyst family. Our work is finished for the moment. Bless us all, our families. May your awareness open up your true existence. Peace to the universe. Be joined together, united as one. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Sure. Giving up never. We've been together. Come along, come along. Come along, come along. strength and